All right,
Oh,
we're
oh
live.
wow.
So, hello everyone. This is Caroline. Caroline.
Yeah,
Caroline.
Caroline.
I actually don't know how you decide the difference.
Oh,
Is it spelled the
yeah,
same?
I think Carolyn is with a Y, and then
Hmm.
Caroline is like line. You know?
Did you see that movie, Caroline? Or what?
Coraline?
Oh, was it Coraline? My bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Coraline, yeah, that movie is pretty creepy, but it's like, yeah,
Hmm.
it's intense. I haven't really made up my mind about Coraline, to be honest. It's like,
Did you watch it? You watched the whole thing and you still don't know?
yeah, I've even watched it like more than once, and it's like, yeah. I mean, I just don't think I get it. I think there's something more, but like,
Yeah,
yeah, like
I get
creepy
that.
girl
I get
buttons.
that feeling when I like go to art museums. You like look at this, you're like, oh, there's definitely something like going on here. This is,
Yeah,
but I don't know what it is. It bothers me.
like this is in a museum, so there's something, but it's just,
Yeah,
yeah,
and I
it's
like
really
took
weird.
art history in college, so I
Oh,
know
cool.
there is like all this depth and like these paintings are generally like really well thought out and or at least significant in some way. And then you don't know what it is when you're standing in front of like a new piece necessarily. So you could guess a
Oh,
little bit, but it's
right.
tricky.
You would mean like personally to the artist, or like sometimes, because I know sometimes they make them about like, history and like
Hmm.
race, and I saw one about gender recently, so it's like, yeah. I mean, usually they mean something, but it's not like you always know, because sometimes
Hmm.
it would be like, they're, and then what do they write in the histories then? They're like, this person was just like fucked up. They just, oh, sorry. Am I allowed to say that word?
I don't care.
Okay. They just like cut off their ear, and that's what these paintings are about. And he knew how to read light. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess I was thinking about kind of like classic like Renaissance style paintings where they have like allegories and allusions to stuff. Like every little item in there is like significant in some way. So
Oh, yeah, yeah.
yeah. I mean, most of them are religious paintings, but so
Oh,
you can
cool.
kind of guess within the context of a religious. It's like, oh, this is like about some saint, which yeah,
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
yeah. I don't know much about saints.
Yeah. Yeah, me neither. I never did like Christian studies and whatnot, really. Like, yeah.
Did your family grow up religious at all, or?
Yeah, my mom is like very Christian, and yeah. But I feel like I don't really know that much about the Bible. I just know that it's supposed to be like, the basic rule of like you're supposed to be a good person, and like don't kill people, don't force people against their will, don't like, the Ten Commandments,
Yeah,
that stuff.
did you not go to church with her, or?
I did. I did. I It's just weird because I don't remember any of it.
Hmm.
Like I remember the singing because I liked the singing. And it just felt really holy, and the paintings as well were just, yeah, like really nice. Um
Yeah,
yeah.
as we were just discussing, there's quite a big
Yeah.
tradition there. um, so I guess you stopped going at some point, though.
Yeah. I think it just petered off like towards some time when I was like older than like 10. Um and yeah, like I go occasionally now, like um yeah, my brother's actually like it was in the youth group, and so like I helped a bit, and that was really fun cuz all the people in the youth group are like super young, like um just like boys, like all through like the beginning of high school to the end, and we were trying to do this play. They needed me to play like Mother Mary, and they were just like, there was so much chaos the whole time. They were just fucking around the whole time. It was so funny. Yeah, and then so yeah, that was my last experience at the with the church. But yeah, I don't particularly go anymore. But the church is has good values, and faith is really good thing to have, yeah.
I don't know if you feel like discussing like why you stopped going, or was it just like you weren't feeling it in a way that you wanted to feel, or what?
Yeah, well, I think it was more like, well, I wasn't that involved with it as a child. It was more of like a family thing that we would all do. And then, yeah, I guess I don't particularly like a lot of like the sort of stuff, that like, I don't know. I feel like if I'm going to commit to something, then I'm going to fully commit to it. And I didn't particularly feel that deep connection with the church, I guess. So,
Right.
Had to go. I don't know. Like, I guess I would say, what is it? That you're agnostic, that you don't particularly like believe that there is and there isn't.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like you haven't looked into it enough to form an opinion.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. But yeah, I do believe, in like a collective energy and whatnot, and like a source of all creation. But I don't particularly, yeah. I guess I haven't looked into it. Yeah.
Yeah. There's something about the upbringing within like a religious environment. I guess you said your mom is particularly religious, but you didn't mention your dad. I'm not sure what the deal is with that, but there's something about kind of the expectation that makes it like not as meaningful. And I've thought about like external motivation and internal motivation and stuff, and it seems like it could be related to something with that, because it's like you're just being brought to it and you're like being expected to enjoy it rather than like actually getting to engage with it for yourself in whatever way that you would choose. So like the way they present it might not be a way that necessarily aligns with you. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I guess it can feel cult-like, which obviously I'm like, when you go to church and you get that feeling like this is weird. Like, I feel like I'm being, I don't know. It feels too like cult-like sometimes. You know what I mean? I don't know. But yeah, I
I mean,
agree.
the objective personality communities are called that as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's something to like, oh, everyone's not questioning whether this exists, but they must all be at the same time. So like when that stuff is unspoken, it can be kind of off-putting, like because you don't talk about, oh, I'm questioning this like in front of everyone, so you feel like you can't say it. Does that make sense? Maybe not.
Like, you sort of feel like you can't question it and fully dig deeper into what you think, like the actual like stances behind it, I guess. I'm not sure. Or like,
Yeah, like if you're having doubts, then you're just basically like feel kind of pressured to just snuff those out and ignore them, which then obviously creates like a dissonance within yourself because you don't want to just like ignore your inner feelings or something. But so you need to like have a safe environment to feel like you can question things and work them out for yourself, right?
Yeah. Yeah, which is like, I guess, an important thing of like, yeah, growing up in like certain surroundings where you feel like, you know, yeah, these things can be said, and then if the church is like a bit like cult like, maybe you don't really feel like that's the right environment for you to do that,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. So is there like another sort of community that you've joined that you feel a little more comfortable in, like moving to something else, like illustration, like art? Is there some kind of community that you're involved with for that?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think so with illustration and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, oh my god, I'm trying to say
How'd you get into
something.
that?
Um, so yeah, um, so I at school, like I would do that, like, and it was like quite enjoyable, and then my teachers would like tell me that I was really good at it, um, and so I guess that made me feel good. But then
Right.
also,
Some
and
natural
made it.
ability.
Pardon?
Some
Sort
natural
of.
ability.
I think sorta, yeah, yeah. And then but no, originally my grandma was the one who was like really like artistic, and she would send me like she lived in England, she would send me overseas heaps of like art stuff to like make stuff with, and that was really fun, and I felt like I could connect with her overseas in that way, and she's passed away now, but I
Mhm.
think that that's sort of like I like it because it makes me feel like connected to her in that way as well. Um, and yeah, you're right. So I had some natural ability, and then that seemed like a really good option for me moving forwards because it's actually something I can commit to and have for a while. So yeah, it's
Cool.
good.
What kind of like illustrations do you do? Do you do it
Ooh,
professionally?
so kind of like I studied design at school, so I'm doing a design internship currently. Um, and so professionally, yeah. And so I what I like to draw a lot is like nature and also a lot of faces. I really like to just because it kind of like can express like a lot of like like emotion when you're drawing like certain expressions of people's
Right.
faces and certain positions where they have their hands or like how um yeah, I guess certain yeah, just expressing things with drawing.
Hmm.
Yeah, and, so that I think really helps me as well, like personally deal with like a lot of like intense like times of like feeling really suddenly like just out of control, I guess, or like not really feeling that good. And then if I do end up turning to drawing, which is like, you know, good, then it makes me feel good. So yeah.
Hmm.
Um yeah,
So
that's another benefit.
do you try and draw what you're feeling?
Mm, yeah, a lot of the times it will come out and I don't really even know it helps me articulate it better, I guess, in a
Mm.
way. It's like yeah, so yeah, I tend to do that, and then if I don't know what I'm feeling, then it'll kind of like help me in in that way, I guess, kind of like
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
see
like form the feeling on a page.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's interesting. Um, so you like characters? Are they kind of like cartoonish or more
Mm.
realistic looking?
Yeah, so I do digital art, because
Oh, okay.
that's easiest for well, I do both, but that's easiest to like upload to my Instagram, and I do realistic because I really enjoy how like the shapes are and like actually making things look real. And then yeah, it's mostly realistic, but then also like sort of cartoony because I want it to be very simple at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's strike that balance.
Yeah.
It's so interesting how like the tiniest little changes to like a cartoon drawing can make such a significant change. Like I've been doing some little doodles and stuff for my website, and
Oh,
like I'll just
yes,
like
I've seen.
redraw the same smile a bunch of different times, and it's like it looks so different every single time, just like where this line is exactly. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I never quite got a handle on exactly where the eyes should be and stuff. It's just like I just do it and then I go like, oh no, that's not right. Like redo it. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the benefit of like digital, right? Because you can kind of just like
Mm-hmm.
take this misshapen thing and put it somewhere else, and it'll look good. I like
Right.
like actually what's supposed to look like. Yeah. Yeah, Rob, I have been enjoying your website actually. I really quite
Thank you.
enjoy it. Yes. Yeah, especially like, all the oh god, I got to vote in the animal thing, where like I'm a panda, right? Supposedly. Or
Oh.
like people are pandas and like people are rhinoceroses and other people are like hedgehogs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, so that was really cool. I enjoyed voting in that. And also other parts of your website. They're very fun. I was wondering, is it split like, is this split? Oh, oh my god. Never mind. I thought we're not supposed to talk about this. Sorry.
But I mean, I'm not sure what
Um,
you're even going going
oh,
for
okay.
here.
Yeah, right.
So
Sorry.
I mean, we don't have to pretend type doesn't exist. I was just prefer not to
Oh,
focus on it the whole time or anything. So
yeah, yeah. Okay, well, I was wondering with like the five. Okay, you know how you give like 5 points for like each modality, right? And
yeah.
then like, oh no, depending on like what it is, how did you figure that out and come
The
up?
points thing I just kind of made up a little bit in my head. It's just like kind of weighting things differently. Um, you can actually mess with the values. By the way, we're talking about the app I created at app.subjectivepersonality.com. It's this like type analyzer. So if you have extroverted feeling as a savior, you get like so many points on your extroverted feeling, but you get more points if it's masculine versus feminine, and more if it's activated more times with your animals and objective personality. So that's, I think those are like the main ones. I think there's also stuff for the grant stack and things like that. Um, but I was kind of trying to make sense of my type in particular because I'm a glass lizard. So I have that single activated FE. It's like, oh, I don't have like this part of my FE, but I have like this double activated masculine TI that people seem like they can really see. And it's like, how, why is that? And how could I like show this in numbers? So it's something I was kind of like thinking about in my head, and I thought might be interesting to create into an app. I was originally going to do like an Excel doc,
Hmm.
but it was messy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like coding.
Yeah.
It's better. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
That's really cool.
but yeah,
Yeah.
I just kind of made it up. You can actually mess with the values because I wasn't even sure like if mine were good, and wanted to see what people might come up with, but I don't know if anyone's really done that.
Oh. Oh, what the heck? No way. So it's like editable.
Hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, so you can kind of see what weights I'm giving to the different things. Because like I think Grant Stack has, yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna guess. But yeah, where were we going with that? Did you have any other comments about that, or should we move?
Um. Yeah. Uh. Nah. I mean, I think. Yeah, those
Okay.
might work on my comments.
Okay, cool. um,
Yeah, it could go down a rabbit hole. It always goes there sometimes. It tends to lead there, you know?
yeah, I wanted to provide the context for what we were talking about. But
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. 'Cause I didn't do that.
no,
Yeah.
you just came in, and I mean, I already have the context, but other people are here. Hello, other people, um, in the future and now. Um, anyway, illustration. So, kind of wanted to talk more about that, but I guess I'm not sure where to start. Like you took art classes in college?
Yeah. Like design classes and photography classes and or yeah. And so it was not really as much like like illustration. Oh, no, I did take one illustration class. It was more design. So, like
Mm-hmm.
minimalistic, like modernistic design, that sort of thing. And like logos as well, like that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like the swoosh.
Yes. That exact,
It's
yes.
interesting to think of how long they worked on the swoosh. It's like it's just a shape.
Yeah. 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 Do you know how long they worked on the swoosh?
No idea, but it's like how many designs are just like in a folder somewhere that they never used.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
you do all this mock-up and then you just throw them all away. But I guess
Yeah.
it's probably just like different thicknesses of swooshes somewhere.
Yeah. Like I wonder.
It's like the thing I was talking about with the drawing the smiley. Like, no, that one's not quite it. It's like
Yes. Yeah. Because it's sometimes right. Like some designers would do that where it's just like, okay, it's this one thing. Now I have to make it like the one thing, I have to make it like, the best of this one thing. Whereas like, yeah, for me, it's more like, um, yeah, there's lots of different ones. And then towards the end, it's like, okay, now which one is the one that is, that I'm gonna make the one? And yeah, and then it,
yeah. That's always a thing with art, just like deciding when you're done as well.
yeah,
Right? Do you find that difficult?
I guess, yeah, I think I can, because it's pretty fun to see like it get bigger and like more, like elements in the page, and then, yeah, because it's also kind of stressful, right? Because you have to manage all the like composition and like what it looks like, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's hard to know when to stop, I guess. Yeah. Usually when I just get too stressed, I'm like, I'm done with this one. Next.
Yeah, it's like with painting, you're always layering stuff, but then with sort of graphic design, you're often like simplifying things. Like the Nike swoosh is just like it's this really simple thing in the end, rather than
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, with design it like, and I didn't even particularly realize this. It's like my last job that I worked at, it was like I was getting so frustrated because they wanted me to go over something like it felt like 10 times. It was probably only like 3 or 4 or more times. But I was like, it's finished. What do you do? It's fine. It's done. And they're like, no, just change it a little bit. I'm like, like
Hmm.
why? Does it? It's good. It looks good. Just yeah. That was something I had to learn on the job, I guess. So that's what it's a bit like. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those aspects of art where you're creating something, but then you have like a customer, and you're like, I just want to create something. Why are you telling me it's wrong?
Yeah.
It's like that's not how this is supposed to work.
Yeah. And then it's kind of funny because yeah. sometimes I feel like I should like tell them what they need instead
Hmm.
of letting them control the whole thing, because then it's like sometimes we'll just come full circle and I'm like, this could have, I told you. Yeah.
Hmm. Is there any like particular instances you're thinking of that you want to talk about, or?
Um well, I mean, I guess I made one logo for my friend, and yeah, it kept going and going, and then I guess I sort of thought that like every time I gave him a new revision that like this was gonna be the one. This this is the one that'll say yes to. But then kept getting really like more complex, and he would be like, okay, can you add this and this? And so I'm like, okay, I don't know if they're going down a good track here, but sure.
Yeah.
um, yeah. And then at the end, I'm not sure we entirely got something that he really like loved. I'm not sure. I think it grew on him eventually, but I think it had to be a compromise, which I was a bit sad with. I really wished I could give him exactly what he wanted, and then he could have like, this thing that just completely represents exactly what he was imagining. And yeah.
What was it for?
He has a media server, so I made him like a logo, and it's a Dune based logo. So the Dune, like the books.
Hmm.
Um and it's called like Spice Media Server.
Nice
And
media.
yeah. And the logo was like an eye with like rays coming out of it. And it ended up being purple and orange and like red, which is really cool looking. Yeah.
Nice. Is there like a specific set of kind of like simple objects that you use for design? Because like you mentioned an eye, like that's a pretty obvious one, but
Hmm.
I don't know. Can you like take pretty much anything and make it super simple and nice for a logo? You just how do you decide what to use? How did you decide on an eye?
Well, that's what he wanted.
Oh, he
But
wanted an eye.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. It's a lot
easy then.
easier when they know,
Yeah.
yeah, what they want. But when they don't, it's kind of like I mean, at one time I made a logo that someone really liked, and they were like, "Oh, like, happy." And so I think, what did I do then? What did I do? No, I think I just tried to imagine myself in like the exact scenario of like where the consumer would be like looking at the logo, and how I asked them like, how exactly do you want the person to feel, and what do you want them to know when they look at the logo. And then like I like drew some like scenarios that could kind of represent the dynamic of that. And then they were very happy. And then I tried to just make it look really good and very simple as well. So I made it using very simple things, very simple objects to start off, because that's the end product, needs to be simple. Where was I going with this? And then so yeah, it ended up like looking good, and yeah, they really liked it. Yeah, yeah. So
Cool.
yeah, I think,
Good.
yeah. Yeah, no, you go.
I was going to say this conversation just reminded me of this episode of Silicon Valley. I don't know if you've seen that show.
Oh, I want to watch that. What is it?
There's this episode where they're designing just like a box that's going to sit in some server room, and the CEO is like really upset that all they're doing is creating this box because he had like this idea for a product that was going to be like revolutionary in some way. But this design guy comes in and he's like, all right, what kind of like animal do you like envision for your box? And then he like plays a bunch of just like music to try and like get this like mood and like brainstorming thing going. The guy's like totally not into it because he's just like upset about the box existing, you know? So
Wow.
yeah, he's like, do you pick like a cheetah or like what kind of animal do we want to inspire our box from? And it's like, it's at the end of the day, it's going to be like a rectangle, but
Oh my god.
but
Yeah. Oh my god. Wow.
it's a good show though. If you guys haven't seen that,
Yeah. Oh, I've heard it's a good show too. I really want to watch it.
yeah.
Are you watching any shows right now?
Oh, I'm being interviewed. We just watched Too Hot to Handle last night. My wife and I have been into the trash reality TV recently, so
Oh,
it's been a lot of our stuff. We watched that, Bachelorette, 90 Day Fiance, all this stuff.
Oh, cool.
But before that, I was watching, oh man, what is that show called? Westworld.
Oh, yeah. Westworld. So. Cool. Did you like that? Was it good?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting with the kind of alternate reality. If you can't tell if a thing is a machine, does it matter? It's like so weird what they do with those guys. Have you seen that show too?
I watched the first episode, but then I stopped. Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, it's got a good pace to it. I think there's usually something interesting that happens. A lot of those shows like kind of bore me. Like I was really not into The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah, yeah. I never watched that one. Did you watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I really liked that for at least the first 3 seasons, and that kind of got a little bit slower, which made sense because they were sort of petering off from the books. But
yeah.
I watched the whole thing. So.
Oh yeah.
Is that the kind of show you're into?
I guess yeah. I mean, I'll watch it if other people are watching it. But then I guess the ones that I have liked recently are ones that like kind of like encapsulate like a feeling that I didn't know that I had to like articulate or like was inside me or was like there's this movie Black Bear that I've watched recently. Okay. And it's got Aubrey Plaza in it, and she plays a director and an actress in 2 different storylines. And it's weird because in both storylines there's 3 characters and they sort of represent the same thing, but like each character swaps like when the storyline changes. And
like, is she the same person in these storylines, or
no,
she's like a different character? Okay.
Yeah, she's a different character, but it's quite similar because what they play with is like the emotional like jealousy and like sort of like mental mind games, and how like the surroundings of like the people who are around you are kind of like, it's like causing these subliminal messages, and like how one person can influence that in a very specific way to get a response out of another person. And yeah, it was very like intense and like really interesting because I haven't really watched I don't watch many movies, but I think that one kind of like I hadn't watched a movie like that before where it showed um like that kind of like emotional thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that hit you in some kind of way?
Yeah. Also like yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you want to delve deeper into that, but
um yeah. What did it hit? I think it because there's like the idea of like the shadow, right, in all of us, and then this other part which we think we are, um, and then I think it just kind of like sort of like showed me like how like these forces act in each person and how lying you can either be like lying to yourself or like lying to other people, and it's sort of like saying that it's better. All right, I got the idea that it's better to lie to other people than to lie to yourself. um and that kind of like as an indication of like someone who's like more in control of their own like darkness. I don't know how that connects of
hmm,
like yeah, cuz there's the two women and there's usually one male and there's two women and he's sort of involved with both of them. And so yeah, the women kind of have to like I don't know. They're kind of like it's a weird dynamic in both situations. There's like a lot of like jealousy and like miscommunication and like kind of uh like secrecy, I guess, or like manipulation,
hmm,
um and one woman is really um like she's out of control, but she believes that she's like a beautiful flower, and she's just
right.
and then the other woman, yeah, she comes off like a real sassy, like kind of, dark spire. But she's actually like the good strong one, And I don't know. I like that representation.
Hmm,
Yeah.
interesting. Well, I'm sold.
Black Bear.
Starring Aubrey Plaza
Yeah.
in a
Yes. And
theater
then
near you.
pardon?
In a theater near you.
Yeah.
Probably not. You didn't see this in theaters, right?
No, this was on my friend's media server.
Okay. Did you get a free ticket for the media server?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if it's free if you had to make a logo. Did he pay you?
Oh yeah, he did. He was really good and he
Oh,
paid
cool.
me. Yeah.
Nice. Congrats.
Thank you.
I don't know if you wanted to link like your Instagram or something for if people actually want to
Oh,
look at your stuff and
that would be great. Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I'll add that to the description. I don't think it's there now. Yeah.
Yes.
But so you also work part-time as a pharmacy assistant, right?
Mm, yeah. That's
That's side gig or
yeah. Yeah, you gotta pay the bills somehow. Um it's quite a learning curve. That job is like because my manager, she's like really really controlling and like very serious and just kind of scares me and like
hmm,
um well, I don't know, she just doesn't scare me that much. She just kind of bothers me. I'm like, why are you being so aggressive, like Jesus Christ, like but then I asked my coworker like, hey, why is Cindy always in a bad mood? Like, is it just me? She was like, yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I think she has something against you. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, it is
Great.
just me.
Oh no.
But
What'd you do?
I think I'm just
Were
late
you
to
late?
work a
Late a
lot.
lot? Yeah.
Yeah. And then like I try to like, do the best job and stuff, but then yeah, I don't know. I think there's also miscommunication because I tend to not want to talk to her, and so if there's a problem, I'll just be like, "This is probably the right answer. I'm gonna do this." And then later she'll find out and she'll be like, "This was you've made a grave mistake." And I'm like, "Oh God."
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
but it's a
experienced the not
learning
wanting
curve.
to ask questions problem.
Pardon?
I said I've experienced the not wanting to ask questions problem quite a bit.
Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, me too.
But it seems like it might be important with pharmacy.
Yeah, yeah, it is, I think. And I think in life too is a I'm starting to learn, it's a good thing to do. So,
Yeah.
mm,
Maybe write
it's
it
a
down and like pass it to her as a note.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Note passing, not just for high school.
Yeah. It's good for pharmacies too. Yeah, work.
What do you do as a pharmacy assistant? Are you like putting stuff in pills?
No, no. So I'm more like stock shelves and serve customers and like tell them like ask them a bunch of questions about like what's your illness, like what do you maybe need, and then I'll like, just like direct them to like the place and they'll like
Mm,
go and get their item and yeah. And
okay.
yeah, that's basically what I do. And talk to my manager too.
Do people get nervous explaining what their problem is?
Like I have explosive diarrhea. No. Um, I need help right now. No, no, actually, like this lady came in and she was way too calm. She came in and she was like, oh, do you have antiseptic cream? My son, he like drilled through his thumb and like, like cream. Do you have any? And I'm like, oh God, why? Like, hospital? Like, is he okay? He must be okay, but how is he okay? Like, um, yeah. So I think they're generally pretty calm.
Mm.
Yeah.
You ever see people like walking up and down different aisles and they clearly don't want to come ask you a question, even though they can't find what they're looking for? That's
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Oh, really? Why though?
I don't know. It's weird.
Oh, yeah, interesting. Is it like when you're like you're lost, but you don't want to ask for directions?
I don't usually have that problem, but
Huh.
I guess I have my phone now, so
True.
I don't know. I'm not one of these people that gets lost. I guess I'm not an observer.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so funny. I once had my map out on my phone and I had to ask people to read it for me so I could know where to go. It was so, just approach these strangers like, hey, help me out here. Yeah. Yeah. So it's really useful when someone knows how to read a map. It's actually a really, really good skill to have.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was just talking about that this weekend. How my mom always struggled with that, and it would
oh,
frustrate my dad. But now we just like never look at maps,
oh. Yeah, wow.
except at like a theme park.
True. Yeah.
I feel like you're thinking about something.
I guess, yeah.
Have you been to a theme park? Do they have those in Australia?
Yeah. Yeah, they have yeah, they've got like Dream World and like yeah. It's a good theme park. Yeah. I was always too scared to go on the Superman. Oh no, not the Superman one, the Batman one, because it's one of those ones that drop you straight down.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, to some people, crazy people maybe. Oh.
So you don't like some of those roller coasters, or is it a roller coaster? Or
Yeah, I think it's a roller coaster. That's what
okay,
you would term it, growing up.
I don't know. You just said it drops you, so I thought it might be one of those tower things.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is a tower. It's one of the towers. Yeah.
Then it's not a roller coaster.
Oh, oh no. And my worldview has been shattered.
Well, roller coaster has like the track and a train.
True. I mean, yeah, 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 and you like sit in them and like get buckled in and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't know if I consider the buckle an essential part of the roller coaster. The safety commission might, but um, I don't think of it as a critical part of the experience.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Okay.
So not big into amusement parks. That's fine.
Oh no, I do. I love them. Oh my god.
Oh, you do?
Yes. But I think seatbelts are usually like nice because you feel safe and whatnot. Um, but,
Well, yeah.
but yeah, I do like them a lot because you just go like all over the place and like crazy and like, but it's nice and like you get to scream and like people are like freaking the fuck out and you're like get to watch that too, and that's really funny. And then your friend gets off and they're like, what happened? I don't want to go on that ride again. And then, you try and make them go on it again. And then that's.
Yeah, that sounds like, yeah. I haven't been to one in a long time. Now I kind of want to go.
Yeah. Oh,
Damn.
you have you guys have the really big one, don't you? Like Disneyland? You guys have that one?
Yeah, Disneyland is in California, and then Disney World is in Florida, but
Oh.
I haven't been to those for a while. There's actually one here in Pittsburgh. Oh my gosh. What? I forget the name of it. Is it Kennywood? Maybe it is Kennywood. I was thinking it began with a W, but I guess there's a W in it. So that one's not too big though. But there's a really big one in Ohio called Cedar Point, which has like a lot of really big roller coasters. It's pretty famous around these parts. I don't know about in Australia.
Cool. Cedarwood Park.
Cedar Point.
Cedar Point. Right. Cool.
You combine them together.
Yeah. Cedar Point. Yeah.
How did you end up in Australia, by the way? You said you were originally from Canada?
Yeah. My family moved here like a while ago, like 7 years ago, I think. Yeah. And yeah, we moved here for like my dad's job. Yeah.
What's he do?
IT.
Oh, he moved all the way around the world for IT.
Yeah. Well, I think he wanted to move here because it was sunny, actually.
Is it in fact sunny?
No. We live in Melbourne. This is the funny part. Yeah. I mean, it's sunny, yeah, in the north.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Was that hard moving from all your
It
friends and
was.
stuff? And what, you were like
Yeah.
15 when this happened?
Yeah. It was hard. Yeah. It was like hard. I mean, what more can you say, really? Like,
Do you still
everything.
talk to anyone from Canada?
No, not from Canada, except for my sister. So my sister still lives there.
Oh, you guys forgot her?
Shut the heck up. Don't say that. No, we didn't forget her. She didn't want to come, actually. No. Yeah, she stayed there because she was like older
I'm just
and
picturing like a 12-year-old going like, I'm not going.
no. Okay, catch you on the flip. Like, just leave her. Wow. No, that didn't happen.
Yeah, she was old enough to choose her own path.
Yeah, yeah. She was like 17, I think. And she lived with our like grandma and like auntie, so that was like pretty good for her, I guess. Yeah. And I guess yeah. I mean, I actually used to live in New Zealand as well, so um we moved to New Zealand and that was hard leaving her as well. But growing up in New Zealand was really fun. Like that's why I love going to the beach, like I used to just walk there like every day or often, like and yeah, and I made a lot of really good friends there. Like the Kiwi culture is really like I love it. They're so friendly and like they're just like so everyone walks in bare feet there, so everyone's like super chill. Oh, hi cats. Oh, no, that's the cat from your picture.
Just all. He,
Oh,
he doesn't
stop.
he doesn't want to be helped like that.
Oh.
Okay. So Kiwi, is that just what they call everybody in New Zealand?
Yeah. Yeah,
Do they say
Kiwis.
like, "What's up, my Kiwi"? No.
Uh, I uh I mean they wouldn't outcast you from the society if you said that, but I've never heard anyone say that.
Hello, my fellow Kiwi.
Yeah.
It's like, hello, my fellow Americans.
Do they say that in America?
That's what the president says. I can like hear that in Obama's voice in my head.
Oh, yeah. Right.
But yeah, maybe the Prime Minister of New Zealand speaks to his Kiwis that way.
Oh, yeah. The Prime Minister. He was like a whole other thing. He was quite memeable at the time. And then John Key. I think he was a fine prime minister though, so I don't know why, like what the heck.
I don't know. It's always
Yeah.
fun to make fun of the person in power, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh. Yeah, I guess so.
Did I just
Does
double
tend to
observe? Oh yeah. um,
Uh,
it's funny because pretty much all I know about New Zealand is like, well, one, Lord of the Rings
yeah.
is like where that was filmed.
Uh,
And then everything else is from like comedy shows. So I don't know like how much of that I can like really take as information.
yeah.
It all seems like a parody, kind of like you were talking about with the prime minister. Like they're just making fun of themselves constantly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, if you've seen what's that one show called? It's like it's like Jermaine and Brett.
Yeah, Flight of the Concords.
Yeah.
That's one of the ones
Flight
I'm
of the
thinking of. So
Conchords. Yeah. I mean, they're chill. That's kind of accurate, but I don't think it's that accurate.
yeah. I'll have to go. I'll have to go some point.
Yeah, it's the best place to go. It's so nice. It's so beautiful, and everything is just so close and just yeah. And the Modi culture is just like they're also just very
What is this word?
friendly. Modi, that's the people there.
I thought they
Like
were
the
the
natives.
Kiwis.
Yeah. So wait, the non people who are from there. How can I
Non-indigenous.
say this? Like the native people are the Modi people, and then everyone else is considered Kiwi. But I think
Okay.
they're also Kiwis. Everyone just if you live in New Zealand, you're a Kiwi. But if you originated in New Zealand, then you're a Modi. And yeah, they have like, they do the haka, and yeah.
You just keep throwing out these New Zealand words. I'm like, the haka, what?
Wait, have you watched rugby?
Is that like a dance?
Rugby.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
the haka
no,
is a
okay. I haven't really watched rugby.
Yeah. Oh, rugby is the best sport, I swear. But I guess I haven't watched too many sports. Maybe I'm just obsessed with all things New Zealand, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long were you there? You seem like you really like it.
Yeah, I was there for like 5 or 6 years, I think. Oh my
So
god.
you were there
Teammates.
longer than you've been in Australia then.
Yeah. Oh no. No, it's actually about even. I've been here for 7 years, and for there was like 5. So
Oh.
or 6. Yeah. So kind of even, but not particularly like.
So you left Canada when you were like 10.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, so I
Okay.
don't really entirely remember like
Okay.
that much about it. Yeah.
Yeah, we did not get that timeline clear.
It's always such a hassle,
Time.
Yeah, really, because this was supposed to be for last night for you, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I do. Yeah, I hope that it didn't really mess up too much.
No.
Okay, that's good.
Speaking of time, you said it had been an hour, and we're getting close to that. I don't know if anyone has any questions. I think some people are asking things as we went a little bit, but I don't know what they're in relation to. So 11 p.m. here. Oh, I guess we have a fellow Aussie.
Oh yeah. Hi.
Do you know?
No turbo. No turbo. No, I don't think so.
I believe they're on the Augmented Personality Discord, who also was here. Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, time kind of flew, actually. Like, I don't really have very many. I have so many questions written down that I never get to. It's so funny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
What were you up to today?
Today?
What were you doing when we were supposed to be doing the interview this morning?
I was asleep. I thought that I really am really deeply sorry. I forgot that this was. I forgot completely. And then so then yeah, that was basically the first thing. I meditated and then I messaged you and I was like, "Oh man, hi. I missed it." And then after that, I actually bought a car today. Which was really awesome because I've been wanting to buy a car for a while. So nice. Yeah.
Now you can drive to New Zealand.
What? Yeah. If I wanted to, I could ask my friend to kit it out with like a really fast tires so it could just zoom, straight over the water. Oh.
You do have to fly there, right?
Yeah. Need a boat.
Have you gone back since you moved there?
Yes, I actually used to go back like so I think I've been back like 5 times. I would save up money and then I would go there like yeah. During the holidays of like when my school was having a break, and I would stay with my best friend and her family. So, yeah, they were really kind and they let me stay there, and yeah.
So
That
your best
was
friend lives in New Zealand?
yeah. Her name's Cecile. Yeah.
Shout
She's
out to
very
Cecile.
lovely. Pardon?
I said shout out to Cecile
Yeah. Shout
and
outs
her fam.
yeah. Yeah, shout out to Cecile. Shout out to Ollie and shout out to No Turbo. You need a turbo for that. Lol. What sort of car did I buy? Okay.
One that can travel to New Zealand.
Yeah, hopefully it's a time machine, but it's a Getz. It's a Hyundai Getz. And it's yellow. Yeah. I actually really didn't want to buy a Getz for like my whole life. I was like, that is the ugliest car I've ever seen. And it turns out that's the car I'm buying now. So it's a really funny story. But yeah, I got a Getz.
So, say a Hyundai.
It is. It's a Hyundai Getz.
Yeah, we pronounce that Hyundai here.
Hyundai.
I don't think we pronounce the Y.
Wow. Okay. Hyundai. Like it's like a Sunday, like from McDonald's, or like the day.
From McDonald's.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's a Sunday from McDonald's.
Hyundai Getz. Okay.
Yes. Do you guys pronounce the Y there, or is that just you?
Hyundai. Do we? No Turbo. Help me out here. Do we? How do we say it? I'm pretty sure it's Hyundai. Good on. Yeah, dude. It's only like 58 for a tank. It's great.
It's bright yellow.
Yeah, and it's bright yellow. Whenever I drive past people, they're gonna be punching each other. Do you do that in America? You like, whenever you see a yellow car, you punch someone who's next to
I
you?
have not done that, no.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Maybe there's not enough yellow cars for that to be a culture thing.
True.
You are saying it right. No, she's not. I'm Japanese, clearly. No, I mean, I have no idea. I don't even know if it's Japanese. It's probably wrong.
Do you speak Japanese?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't even watch anime, so.
Oh. Yeah.
Not because I'm anti-anime. I just don't. Haven't gotten around to it. There's so much reality television to watch, you know.
Yeah, you got your priorities, man.
Yeah. You punch on the VW Beatles.
Oh yes, that too. Here you punch all, like you're just punching, because this is on live. Why did I do that? I feel so weird after doing that. Yes, we also punch on the Beatles. Oh yeah.
Everybody do it.
Everybody, oh yeah, let's start I feel like a meerkat. I don't know, do they do this? Yeah.
This is the Australian dance.
Yeah.
They call this the haka.
Oh, yeah, the Hyundai. The haka?
The
Because the
Hyundai.
haka's taken. That's a New Zealand thing.
Yeah. Can you show us?
No. Okay, they have to go like okay, you have to stand like this, and then
Hands on hips.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, hands on hips, and then you have to go like komate, koda, koda.
Oh,
And then you're really scary though, which is the thing that troubles me, you know. I like the feminine version of it. Yeah. And then at the end you have to go like he, and you like squat down. Yeah. There we go. Yup. Yeah.
all right. Well,
Just like that.
I'm gonna Google that. Maybe I'll do a tutorial video on my channel.
Do it. I would watch the heck out of that.
And then be late for work.
Yeah. Sorry. I was practicing the haka with the
All right. Well, I don't want to hold you here since you said you had about an hour, but it was great talking to you.
Yeah. You too, Rob. Thank you for yeah, I had a nice talk. And you'll tell me what you think my type is, won't you?
Sure.
Okay.
I know you were questioning feminine versus masculine DE. I'm not seeing masculine DE.
Oh.
But-
Yeah. That's fair enough. I
See?
mean, I seem exactly right. It's a agreeableness.
Yeah. Yeah. I know Gray has talked about relation between this and Big Five, which agreeableness is obviously a thing on that. So I don't know as much about Big Five as she does. So I'd be interested to see what she has thought about with those. But yeah, that definitely seems like one big aspect of it.
Yeah.
But then you also have the masculine DI, which is not very agreeable. So it's confusing.
Pardon me?
I said you have the masculine DI paired with it, which is not very agreeable. So it's like, oh, everything's fine until you like hit that point, and then you're like, no,
Yeah. No. Yeah.
no, I am masculine DE.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everyone. This has been Rob and Caroline hanging out, not talking type mostly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully, any last words you'd like to send us off with?
I mean, I guess, yeah, go look at my Instagram. That would be great.
Cool. Yeah, I'll add that to the description.
But also, yeah, have a good night, everybody, and thanks for tuning in and your comments.
Or a good morning over here in the States.
Yeah. Good morning.
So, all right. Bye, everybody.